In this video, we're going to go over the exact strategy and the exact workflow that allows us or me to monetize 3 to 5 faceless YouTube channels every single week. So here we have one monetized, here another one, and here another one. And it's not just me. We have hundreds of students that are also constantly getting monetized, as we can see here. So for example, Adi got his channel monetized. This guy's absolutely crushing it right now. Here, Anne got her channel monetized. Then here, Frank got his channel monetized exactly 14 days after he published his first video, and Chewy, who got monetized in just 16 days. Now, as I said in this video, I'll go through every single little thing you need to know to be able to do the exact same thing. So as we can see here, I've pulled together a quite big board. Took us a lot of time to put this together to make sure that you know exactly what to do to be able to do the exact same thing. Now, for the people who don't know who I am, I'm Stefan, 24 years old, and I currently make between $30,000 and $40,000 a month and constantly build new channels, as we can see right here. Just a few screenshots, and here, constantly building new channels. Then I've made $42,000 with just 2 videos that I've posted, as we can see here and here. I've scaled the channel from literally $0 to $48,000 in just 30 days. You guys can pause this video and verify the dates and all of these things. Here we can see $48,000 in just 30 days. And then I've helped hundreds of other people do the exact same thing. For example, if we look at here, just as an example, Stamp got monetized, or even here Martins, who he scaled up to $31,000 in a single month in just 7 months, or even here this student $23,000, $24,000 a month, or even this one $12,000 in a single month. Where's some more where students get monetized? Here Matthew got monetized 2 channels in just 7 weeks of working with me. Then here Martin, no, not Martin, but Andrew got his first channel monetized with 3,000 subscribers in less than a month. All right, here we have another one, second channel monetized, and many, many more. Here, another one monetized. So you're in good hands. Now, if you are looking for the exact same help as all of these people got, then check out the first link in the video description, book your one-on-one call with me, and let's have a look if it makes sense to work one-on-one together. All right. Now, that being said, I would say let's get started into the video. As I've said, I've broken this down into 3 steps so you know exactly what to do. Now, the step number 1 is, I always say the work you put in before you even start your channel is going to determine if you win or fail. All right. This is just how it is. Like, I see way too many people that actually just go ahead, and I just want to open up something here on the side for in a bit, but I see way too many people that actually go ahead and they just randomly start a niche just because they think it's going to work. Okay, just because they think it's going to work. And we see a lot of people doing that. All right, so let me just open this up. So a lot of people, when they think about YouTube automation, they think about the, let's say, for example, luxury niche or the health niche or all of these niches, and they just jump into these niches without doing any research at all, right? And that is exactly why most people actually fail. Now, the people that win, they actually take the time to make sure that they pick a niche that can actually work. All right, and that's what I'm going to show you now. So this is also why 95% of my time and my focus is always on niche research, because this is going to make or break your faceless YouTube channel. Okay, you can have the best video in the world. You can have the best video in the world, all right, in a bad niche, and the video will fail. The video will fail. Now, when it comes to a video, all right, and kind of a niche and all of these things and how to actually get views, you have to keep in mind, although YouTube is a video platform, sounds now very funny, the video quality does not even matter that much, which is funny, all right? The biggest thing for you is going to be your niche selection, your video topic, and your packaging. These 3 things need to be on point, because if you do not have these 3 things on point, like, nobody's even going to see your video, okay? You can have the best video, but if these 3 things are not on point, nobody will ever see your video, okay? So make sure you lock in on these 3 first, and then we can make sure that our video is good. Because I see too many people that think, video quality is good, but why am I not getting views? This is why, all right? Now, you can have, as I said here, you can have a bad video in a very good niche and it will win. So it's very easy to explain, okay? if people want to see something, and I'll speak more about that later. If people want to see something on YouTube, they want to really watch something, but there's nobody posting videos about that, and you post a video about that, people are obviously going to watch it, right? Even if your video isn't the best quality. Okay, so this is very important to mention it to know, because if you don't know these things, like, you will not even monetize one channel in most cases, or monetize, but I don't know if you're gonna make money. All right, now everyone needs to know that there's supply and demand on YouTube. And this is probably the most important part when it comes to YouTube automation. And that is basically seeing YouTube as a marketplace. YouTube is just a marketplace of videos. YouTube is a marketplace of videos, right? Now, just like any other market, YouTube has supply and it has demand. Now, what does that actually mean? So demand is what the audience actually wants to watch, and supply is how much content is there already being posted on that specific topic. Now, what normal YouTubers do is, and I'll tell you guys here, for supply and demand, like, we need to find a gap in the middle to be able to succeed. And I'll show you guys everything in a second, how that looks like, how those niches look like, all of these things, okay? Now, what normal YouTubers do is they actually take years to build their personal brands, spend years building a connection with their audience, and it takes a lot of hard time, and not hard time, but it takes a lot of time and hard work to actually build demand around them. Now, for the people who don't know who I am, you know, and like a little bit of my past, like, I started YouTube when I was just 12 years old. All right. I had a personal brand, built that personal brand to 100,000 subscribers. That took me 6 years. It took me 6 years to build that personal brand. Okay. Before I then kind of completely pivoted into Faceless channels, because it's just better. All right. But it took me 6 years and thousands of videos. I don't even know if, like, I probably posted, like, yeah, I don't know how many videos, but I posted a lot of videos. But yeah, now luckily with YouTube automation, we skip this whole process. Instead, what we do is we look for a topic, you know, or niche that has a lot of demand but no supply. Okay. This is actually one of the biggest reasons why I went into Faceless YouTube automation, is because, you know, because of supply and demand. With a personal brand, as I've already explained, like, we have to get people interested in us. With Faceless content, you just look for topics that people are already interested in, but they don't have content to watch. Okay, that's what we essentially do. As I said, we want to look for niches or topics that have high demand but no supply. All right. Now, how does a niche actually look like that has these specific things? So there are under 5 smaller channels creating content in that niche that are constantly getting more views than they have subscribers. This means there's high demand and low supply, which, again, as I've already just mentioned, is one of the most important things when it comes to YouTube, if not the most important thing. There are no channels with over 100,000 subscribers. This here is super important. Why? Because just imagine, like, YouTube already has, like, let's say, for example, you know, we have this channel right here, okay? And you start a channel in this exact niche right here. Who do you think is YouTube going to trust more? Because you have to keep in mind that YouTube already sees, like, hey, the viewers like these specific videos. Now, if you're going to compete or try to compete against this channel, it's almost impossible, especially if you're going to do the exact same thing, all right? Now, why do I say that? Because YouTube is obviously, like, gonna push this exact channel because they know the audience already likes these kind of videos, all right? They know these kind of videos are liked by the audience, and in the end of the day, YouTube's main thing, or, you know, YouTube is a business, they want to make money. So they're gonna push the video that makes them the most amount of money, okay? Then we want to make sure that there are no smaller channels failing, that the niche is not older than 6 months. This is super important because in most cases, if the niche is older than 6 months, you know, there will be channels failing, and there will also be channels with 100,000 subscribers. Now, when we look at these 3 things right here, okay, if you're doing niche research, I do not want you to max out, you know, 100,000. Like, 100,000 is the worst. Okay, so try to get as small as just possible. So, for example, channels with 5,000 subscribers, this would be pretty good, you know. But if you now get a channel or niche with 95,000 subscribers, this isn't as good anymore. Okay, same thing with no smaller channels failing. I hope this makes sense. If not, let me know in the comments and I'll reply to you guys. Then the niche is not older than 6 months. I can create better content than my competitors. This can also be longer content. All right. Now, am I actually interested in this niche? This is not a must as long as you build a team that actually has interest in that niche. And then is the niche monetizable? Super important, because otherwise you're not going to make any money. And then huge bonus if you can actually post long videos in that niche, because then your RPM is going to be higher. Okay. Now, very important is that this does not need to be 1000% with all the niches you find. Okay. It is very difficult to hit these kind of metrics 1000% on your videos, if on the niches you find. If you do, this is in most cases what happens. Okay. All right. Now, tools I would recommend for niche research are here NexLev. It's 13 euros a month. I'll show you guys in a second how that kind of works. And then vidIQ, the free plan is enough. All right. So I'll link both of it in the video description. NexLev, we have a discount code as well. So check that out. Now, let me quickly show you guys how we do niche research, just like a little bit how I use a dummy account and how to create a dummy account. Okay. So what we see right in front of us right here is my own dummy account. Okay, so this is my niche research account. I only use this account for doing niche research, not for watching private videos, only for niche research. Okay, now this, as we can see here, it's just a normal niche research account. And what I do is I actually go to search. Okay, and I will search up like the biggest houses, and we will literally train YouTube to only show us faceless niches or faceless channels on our YouTube homepage. So what we'll do is we basically click on this video and, watch this video for a while. And, once we watch this for a while, we just click on the next video and the next video and the next video. But what is very important is that you mainly only click on faceless channels. All right. So here, another faceless channel. This is actually a channel, a pretty decent one. So 21 videos until now, doing well, nice. 25,000 views in the last 7 days. So this is now not the best, but let me have a look. So we're always looking kind of for patterns, which we don't really have too much here. But, once you've done this for a while, your YouTube homepage will look exactly like mine, where we have mainly faceless YouTube channels on our YouTube homepage, as we can see. Like it's literally mainly just faceless. Now, when NexLev and vidIQ come in, with vidIQ, you can obviously very quickly see like, okay, how many views is this channel actually getting in the last 7 days? I think you can do this with the free version, so that's more than enough. And then with NexLev, we can actually see what the RPM of this channel is. We can let it search for similar channels in the niche to make our niche research process like 100 times easier. Okay, so I hope you guys understand everything about like a dummy account. Not very difficult, to kind of build this up. Takes a little bit of time. I would highly recommend you guys to do this, because once one dummy account is actually set up, you will not struggle to find niches anymore. All right. Now, if you need any help with doing niche research and anything, guys, my help is always there. Check out the first link in the video description. Book your call with me. And let's scale up your YouTube channel. Now, the next thing, okay, which is going to be step 2, is once you actually found a niche, all right, speed is a massive factor in how successful your channel is going to be. All right. Once you find a niche, we need speed, because we have 2 different kind of people. All right. I just want to compare 2 kind of different people for you guys. So person A finds a niche and starts a channel right away without wasting much time. Person A did that. I don't know. Got a bit confused there, but yeah, let's go. Now, person B finds a niche and starts overthinking and wants everything to be perfect and posts the first video only 3 weeks later. Who do you think is actually going to succeed? Let's even say person A actually posts a bad video, right? Not even the best video. Who do you think is going to succeed? The winner is going to be person A. Person A will always outperform someone who overthinks and is not ready to get rolling ASAP. Now, person A focuses on immediate action and readiness, and person B actually overthinks and delays the action due to excessive thought. This person here wants everything to be perfect. This person here just wants to post the first video. If we're gonna have a look at Mr. Beast just as an example, because this is a very interesting kind of example. Everyone always thinks your first video needs to be perfect. Okay, let's actually go here to the first video that Mr. Beast posted. After this video, I want you guys to have a look at this video and tell me, was that video perfect? No, he just got it out. All right. That is going to be a big game changer for you once you find your niche. Now, this is where your team of freelancers actually come into play. You need a team of freelancers that are ready to take action right away and get the first videos out ASAP without wasting time. Okay. Now, one more thing. If the freelancers create the perfect video from the first time or not the perfect video, I do not care. Just go ahead and post that video. Stop wasting time. All right. Because you have to keep in mind, if you're competing against person A, he's going to beat you. All right. So this is the exact reason why we have dedicated teams to work on the videos for our students to kind of speed up the process. All right. We actually hire people for our students to make their life as easy and as fast as just possible. All right. Now, where do you actually go ahead and hire people? So for a thumbnail designer, we can hire them on X. On X, you will find really good thumbnail designers. They are going to charge you more money though. But again, the quality is good. Okay. You can use on Fiverr. Fiverr is also pretty decent. On Upwork. Upwork is also pretty nice. YT Jobs and onlinejobs.ph. Now, something I do not want you guys to kind of not think about is actually using AI. Like ChatGPT got extremely good at creating thumbnails, like extremely good at creating images and thumbnails. So try to create thumbnails with ChatGPT first before you go ahead and hire a thumbnail designer. Now you can also do the thumbnails yourself to make sure you want them as you want them. All right. Now here's a very important thing for hiring thumbnail designers. If you're hiring if you're using a thumbnail designer, explain to him, okay, how you want the thumbnail to be. Let me just give you another example. A $200 thumbnail designer, all right, is going to do the research for you and really good thumbnail for you. Like he will have like research ideas, all of these things. Let's say, for example, $10 thumbnail designer will not do, he will not do thumbnail research for you. Okay. So if you're going to work with a cheaper thumbnail, which I would personally actually recommend, make sure that you actually do thumbnail research and work with proven concepts. Okay. Now for script writing, you can use Upwork, YT Jobs, onlinejobs.ph, or even AI. All right. That can be ChatGPT, Claude, whatever you want to use. I don't mind. Okay. For the voiceover artists, 5 or 11 labs, guys, just use AI voiceovers, to be very honest, because that's obviously way cheaper and way faster. And again, falls back to speed. All right. We want to have speed. Then for the video editor, Upwork, YT Jobs, X, or onlinejobs.ph. I'd recommend Upwork. It's kind of the easiest for most people just starting out. And then X for if you want some really good videos. Then we have the channel manager. Most of you guys will not need a channel manager. Only once you run like multiple channels, like let's say 3+ channels. That's where you can get a channel manager. Now, a channel manager could be found from your friend group on Upwork, YT Jobs. Best case scenario, use actually one of your freelancers to help you out and be the channel manager. Now, what is very important is that channel manager is accountable. I don't even know if I wrote it correctly, but yeah, accountable. The channel manager needs to be extremely accountable, all right? What you can also do is you can hire like a VA from onlinejobs.ph. Also works fine, all right? Now, I've posted a 5-hour video course on YouTube. I'll link it in the video description for you guys. That shows exactly how I always have like my whole team ready and all of these things for you guys to kind of start building ASAP, okay? Check that out. It is very in depth. Check that out after this video, okay? I'll link it, second link in the video description. Now, step 3, all right? We have the team, we have the videos, we have all of these things. Now we need to get posting. So I follow this exact process with every single niche I get into to avoid spending money on videos that will never work. So very simple. As I've explained, we do niche research in the beginning, okay? Now, in the time of doing niche research, we can already start kind of choosing what kind of YouTube account we want to use. So we have new accounts, personal accounts, aged accounts, and pre-monetized accounts, all right? New accounts are brand new accounts. Personal accounts are, kind of the best accounts you can get because YouTube has a lot of trust to these accounts. These are accounts that you personally use to watch YouTube, okay? Aged accounts were very, very good, and they're still good, but they aren't as good anymore. All right. So back in the days, you could literally use any aged account and you would get a bunch of impressions. These days, it's not the same case anymore. Okay. So some accounts will be bad, some will be good. Or we can use a pre-monetized account. I would not recommend a pre-monetized account except if it is actually a super trendy niche. That's where I would use a pre-monetized account. All right. Just wait. You can monetize a channel in like 2 weeks if you're in the right niche. Okay. Sometimes even quicker. Now, once we have all of these things, we actually need video topics. So I always recommend go ahead and look for 15 video topics, okay? Especially if you're just starting out, look for 15 video topics. Now, these should not be topics that you copy one-on-one from your competitors because that's not going to work, okay? What we need is we need 15 video topics that are proven to work. Does not mean copy one-on-one from your competitors. All of your videos should have at least one element that has been proven to work, okay? Now, once we have that, we actually go ahead and we write our script with AI. It can be ChatGPT, Claude, whatever you want to use. I really don't mind, or, you can use anything. Voiceover, we're going to use 11 Labs. Video editor, we're going to use a freelancer. Now, if you're going to go into basic niches, and I like to test niches, but I like to test niches on almost like a budget, if I can call it like that. So I'm not going to go ahead and spend $50 a video when I'm testing a niche. Usually, that's going to cost me around about $15 a video, okay? Because again, if it's a good niche, the video will blow up if it's a good video or not, okay? Then for your thumbnail, use a freelancer or just do it yourself. Now comes the very important thing, okay? Your video length needs to be 1.5 times longer than your competitive video. Reason for that is very simple, because we want a competitive advantage over them. We do not want to have a shorter or the same length video. We always need a competitive advantage over them, because you have to keep in mind, YouTube is a platform that actually wants to make money. Now, how they make money is if they keep people on the platform. So they will always push the video that keeps the viewer on the platform for the longest period of time. So that's why I would recommend you to always do 1.5 times longer videos than your competitors. Then for your thumbnail and your title, always double down on what has worked before. So always do research into your niche, look at what's working, what's not working, and work with that, okay? Now, once you have all of that ready, we're actually gonna go into the posting phase, where we are gonna post, skip, post, skip, post, post, skip, post, until we have these 15 videos done. Now, one of two things is actually gonna happen. Just imagine this is like the YouTube graph, okay? Now, let's say, for example, you have posted your first 15 videos in this time frame. Now, what is gonna happen? Either the channel is actually gonna blow up, all right? So we're gonna see this channel is gonna start gaining traction. If this happens, that is the only time when we post more than 15 videos on the channel. All right. So once this happens, we are good to go to start posting again on the channel. Now, if this does not happen and we do not get any views, we do not post more videos on the channel, because in most cases, all right, a good niche only takes like 15 videos to pick up. Okay. That's what it in most cases takes. So don't listen to the people that tell you just post consistently and you'll start getting views, because that is BS, okay? In most cases, good niche, 15 videos, and you should start getting views, all right? Now, the reasons why your channel might fail is very simple. It might be your niche, okay? This is probably going to be the biggest problem for 99% of you guys out there right now, okay? I always say put more time into niche research. You don't find a good niche in like 30 minutes of doing niche research. Could be your video topics, could be your packaging, right? Or it could be your video length. This is actually something that more people do wrong than I actually thought. So video length is massive. Or you maybe have a bad channel, okay? So on bad channels, you do not get any impressions. So if you don't get any impressions, take these exact videos that you've posted on this channel, delete them, post them to a different YouTube account, and see if they get impressions. Now, with impressions, okay, if you are in a very, very saturated niche, sometimes you also don't get any impressions, okay? But after this video, you'll know how a saturated niche looks like, and you'll know how to pick a good niche, right? Now, in case of the channel failing, I need you to go back to this exact stage and do this process over and over and over and over again, all right? This here is actually the exact kind of framework we do every single week to get channels monetized all the time, right? And the more you do it and the more channels you start, the faster you're actually gonna have 3, 4, 5 channels monetizing in a month, okay? Now, this is obviously not going to be possible for everyone because it obviously costs money to kind of test these channels that fast. But if you have some money, all right, if you have like, let's say, for example, $1,000 a month you can spend on YouTube, this is what you want to do. And even if a channel fails, don't give up. Just always go back and study. Why did the channel fail? Which of these reasons was it? Okay, because you will learn from that and you will do it correctly the next time. Okay, now that being said, I hope all of this kind of makes sense. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And then guys, if you're looking for my help, like for example here, Luke started 5 weeks ago and then had a $900 day, as we can see right there. Here, Maurice, 2 channels monetized in like 20 days or something of working with me. The first one was pretty early. But yeah, here another one, 1 month, first channel, moments away of getting monetized, another one monetized. Check out the first link in the video description, book your call with me, and let's scale your channel up. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.